can see Ashe is just completely zoned. I queue up my Q, and bam, I land it right into her face, and I'm just ulting in on top of them, landing my W, landing my abilities, landing my Q, and I'm slowing Zyra with E, and I go on to Corki, and I pick up that kill with an auto attack and a double up, and now I switch over to the Thresh, which should be an easy kill, and I go ahead and ult with the Darius. I ulti all three of them, and then flash out so that they're stuck in my ultimate and can't chase me. Hey, what's up guys? It's LJ here, Lawrence James coming at you with the second avenue to Diamond. This is, we're still in the promotional series here guys, so this is game 4 of our promotional series, and we will be playing Vi this game. Vi is the champion, I would say, that her popularity really shot up after Worlds. I think people really saw how effective she is with teaming up with assassins on her team and just diving onto the back line of you know, the enemy team's AD carry or their mid lane, and just basically wombo comboing with the assassin, just knocking that target down right away, and then switching targets into a team fight, just giving you a distinct advantage. So that's what Vi's strength is her team fighting ability late game, basically, or that's one of her strengths. She has many strengths, but that's probably her strongest suit. He's just able to just basically her target selection. You're just able to dive onto back rows, which is really nice. It's unlike a lot of other champions. She has really nice sustain as well in the jungle early levels with her passive that scales you into late game. It's a really nice passive, and as long as you're using it correctly, then like you're using it every time it's up, then you have a really nice sustain level in the jungle. Her ganks aren't really great before level 6, and basically just because her Q isn't great with the movement debuff, and unfortunately, like, you have to be really careful with how you're ganking lanes. You have to pick your angles really carefully. Like, this is a really good angle if you're ganking mid, so you can line up your Q, start charging it up, and then bam, you can land it here. But if you come out like a normal jungler, if you just come out of here, then it's just really not that effective because they see you coming out and your Q slows you, so that's not very good. But here we are invading their red. I'll do this a lot of times when I start blue. And looks like Kha'Zix jumps onto our Annie. We're staying in the bush because we don't want Kha'Zix to see us. Once Kha'Zix commits, he flashes in, Annie flashes out, and now this should be a super easy first blood for us. And Tryndamere picks up that kill, and now we get first blood off that. But the thing is, now we are doing their red. Since now they saw me at their red, I'm kind of worried about them doing our red. So I'm telling my Janet to go ahead and ward for us. But unfortunately, she wards here. I don't like this ward at all. I much prefer her to ward here. And I'll explain that a little bit, because basically, if this is warded, if I see Master Yi running here, I have enough time to respond to that. I have enough time to respond and protect my red. With the ward here, I don't have enough time. If Master Yi shows up right here, it's probably too late for me to get there in time to do anything about it. So I can't really stop what I'm doing. Like, if I'm doing blue buff and I see him here already, there's no way that I can get there in time. So the ward is much better here. And try to tell your supports to do that. And this, like, I pretty much always want this warded if I'm invading their red, but I especially want it warded if they saw me, because there's even a better chance that they're gonna try to counter invade that. And so since I don't see Master Yi showing up yet, I know that he's probably just farming his own jungle. And I've seen a 1v1 going on up top. Like, they're playing very aggressive, and it looks like Tryndamere just hit level 2, and now he dives in onto the Kha'Zix. So I am coming top and possibly looking to help him out here. Tryndamere is level 2 though, Kha'Zix only level 1, and Tryndamere gets that fat crit, and he's able to pick up the kill. Now notice what I'm doing here. I'm going right in to push his lane. And this is very important. If I just let Tryndamere stay here at this much health, he's either going to have to go back and just leave all this farm here to die to his own minions, and not like make Kha'Zix lose any CS, or he's just gonna die. He's gonna try to push it alone and die to Master Yi. So the best thing for me to do is just help him push it to the lane, and then collect that experience and that I think he gets away here anyways. Yeah, he gets away. But collect that experience and collect that CS together, and then make Kha'Zix lose all that CS on the turret. Look at how much CS he's just lost. So it's very important after ganks, and even if I ganked the lane, but I didn't even get there in time to help out or anything. So it was still important for me to push it. And so you can see there's a few objectives I do when I'm jungling in lower elos in particular. I really focus heavy on ganking the lanes. Like, I gank way more lanes in lower elos than I do in higher elos. Higher elos I tend to farm a lot more, because if your ganks aren't successful, then you can fall behind. But in lower elo, it's really important to have a strong early game. Strong early game is like everything in lower elo queues. If you have a strong early game, it's like throws happen in lower elo queue, so I'm not going to say they don't happen, but the majority of games are won before 20 minutes. The lower elo you go, the more you're going to notice that, which is unfortunate because a lot of team comps are based on late game. But I always try to stay ahead in farm or even in farm, regardless of how often I'm ganking. And you can see I am level 5, so I do pay attention to like who I'm ganking. So I want to gank this Heimendinger because I notice he doesn't even have a flash. So if he overextends here at all, and he's only in the middle of the lane, but that's kind of overextended. So I wait to charge up my Q until I know I'm going to land it, and bam, I landed on top of him. But he does stun both of us, but this should still be an easy kill with no flash, and Annie lands a stun on top of him. And with red buff, we're able to pick that kill up, and he gets that kill with Ignite, I believe. But that was really good. And again, just like I was saying before, look at me, I'm pushing the lane. And this, because Annie is so low, again, so if Master Yi, see, so now Master Yi has to come defend this, which is really helping out my other lanes in a way, because now Master Yi isn't able to gank them. So there's a lot of different ways you can help your team, and that's just one of them. But and look at all that experience I was able to get up there, and or up here, and then in the middle here. I was able to get all that experience, and now I'm way ahead, and I'm almost level 6. And I'm almost 2 levels ahead of Master Yi, only 5 minutes 30 seconds into the game, and that's really strong. And as long as I take advantage of the fact that I'm out leveling their Master Yi, then this is pretty much a win. So I go ahead and smite that, and now I am level 6. And now I'm level 6. They are only level 4. So if I can land my ultimate onto Ashe or onto Lux, they're pretty much dead because I can just follow it up with Q. But they do see me with a ward, but Janna flashes in and exhausts. Ashe flashes away, but I land my ultimate anyways. Then I land it with a Q combo as soon as my R is, the cooldown on my, the CC on my R is gone. Then I'll just land my Q, follow up that CC, and pick up that kill, and that should be easy. So you notice I'm not pushing the lane this time. Maybe that's just because I want to spend the gold. And frankly, because Ezreal is a high enough level and he has a high enough health that I'm not really worried about him at all. Lux is the support, so I'm not really afraid of him dying or anything like that. So there's definitely times where you don't push the lane, and that just happened to be one of the examples where I'm not pushing the lane. But in lower elo queue or in any queue, you want to be doing something at all times. So right here, I'm probably looking at maybe going top lane. I'm always looking at my teammates and seeing who's overextending and who's not. Since Tryndamere is overextending pretty hard here in this lane, I want to be able to be around top lane so that if he gets ganked, I'm able to help him out. Like, counter ganking is extremely important in any game you're going to play, but extremely important in solo queue because a lot of people aren't going to be able to get away from ganks at lower elo. And you really want to be there for your team. So here I'm going to take his red, but I actually see Heimendinger overextended again. He does not have flash, so after Annie's stun is gone, I land my Q into him, and just that CC wombo combo. There's no way Heimendinger is going to get out of that. And now I'm looking to go into his red buff. And so like I said, we did time that red buff when we did it the first time, and now we know that it's back up. And look at this. Master Yi is only level 5. I'm level 7. I'm taking his buffs. And this is really good counter jungling. And now Tryndamere is just running away with that lane. He's just completely snowballing that lane, and it's really important. And we helped him out a lot. He got that first blood with us sitting in that red buff, and then we were able to get him another kill. Or he was actually got both of those kills on his own, but we were able to push up, make Kha'Zix even further behind. So technically, even though we haven't successfully ganked this lane, I've definitely helped this lane out, and if I was top lane, I'd be really happy. So we are going on to our blue buff. We timed all of our buffs, so I know my red buff isn't going to be up for a while because after I did this blue buff, I went ahead and ganked top and then pushed the lane. And then did a full clear. I did race, then or I did wolves and then race. But since I see Tryndamere is overextended here, I know that Master Yi might be around here, so I land my Q right on top of him. I slow him down. I'm slowing him with red buff, doing a ton of damage. He flashes out of there. I ult through the wall because I'm able to still land it. I kill him with an E, and now Tryndamere slows the Kha'Zix. I'm doing a ton of damage. You can see how I'm positioning myself out of the turret range, but enough where I'm able to still auto-attack him and keep him slowed no matter what direction he's going to go. And we're able to pick up both those kills really easy. So that was really smart by me. Again, so like I said, the reason I went top is not because I saw Master Yi going top or because I just knew that he was going to get ganked. It was because my Tryndamere was way overextended behind their turret. And where else would the other team go? Like, there's nowhere else for them to go. So now I'm just counter jungling him completely, the Master Yi. I take his big golem. I leave the small golem there. Now I'm going to go ahead and take his Wraith. And then we'll just see where we go from there. But Heimendinger is not in his lane, or I would probably gank him right here. And so I'm kind of waiting to see. So since I see Annie going bottom, I'm going to go ahead and push this mid out and just collect all that experience again. Like, farming lanes can put you way ahead as a jungler. You can take advantage of that really easily. Unfortunately, I missed both those CS, which wasn't very good of me. I could have auto-attacked one of them and gotten it, but I probably staggered my auto-attack. Now I'm looking to go bottom because I see how overextended they are and the way the wave is pushing. And even though this is warded, they're still so far across that this should be an easy pickup. They arrow my Ezreal, and I get snared in the middle of my Q, so we're not going to be able to pick up that kill. It was a good disengage by the Ashe and the Lux, but we did waste an ultimate by the Ashe, and that little gank helped out a little bit, just because Ashe isn't going to have her ultimate to follow any kind of kills up. So we are the highest level in the game right now, and we're doing really well. But we are still going to keep farming. We're still going to keep ganking lanes and just extend this lead into late game. And then just keep carrying the team. But since I know Heimerdinger didn't ward around this area, I know this is still an easy gank. He still doesn't have flash. Annie lands a stun already. I charge up my Q and bam, I landed on top of him. Annie pulls out her Tibbers and we're able to pick up that kill. And instead of pushing the lane, I'm actually coming over here. I'm not sure what I'm doing here actually. I could have pushed that maybe, but maybe I was coming over here with Tryndamere to see if we were going to find Master Yi by his race, but we didn't. I charge up my Q. I miss it onto Master Yi, but there still should be an easy pickup. He alpha strikes away, so we have to wait till he comes out, and then I ulti in on top of him just to make sure that there's no mess ups there, and he's not going to meditate through our damage, and we're able to pick up that kill. So right away when we get that kill on Master Yi, it looks like I'm going right to Dragon. And we'll see what we're able to do there. Yep. So right away after I kill Master Yi, I'm just taking advantage of all of everything that we do. We need to make the enemy team pay for it. So we are up 10-0 in kills right now, and we're up 7k gold. Or actually now we're up. Yeah, we're up 7k gold. 11 minutes in the game. That is a huge advantage. And you just need to keep. We're not going to throw. We're just going to keep extending this lead. We're going to keep doing the same things that have made us successful so far. And this is kind of just how you can carry a game as Vi. You know, you just keep ganking lanes or whatever champion you're playing. But this is definitely how we do it. So we pick up the Ancient Golem, our boots, and or we had the boots actually the last time, but we bought an Aegis from nothing. And so that was nice, and we are buying wards. You always want to buy wards, especially in lower elos. Like the lower elo you go, compared to your own elo, you need to buy more wards, because the fact that actually we have a decent amount of wards on this team. Like Annie's buying wards and Janna's buying wards, which is pretty rare. A lot of times your laning phase partners won't even buy any wards whatsoever. So here, it looked like, I'm not sure why I was coming mid actually right there. Maybe just because I saw Ashe mid, and so Ashe arrowed Annie and looked to go in onto my Annie there. But I was able to follow in, and Ashe had it back out of there. But now it looks like I'm coming bottom to kill the Kha'Zix, or kill the Lux. And so now, oh man, Kha'Zix is really low. I ulti in and knock them both up there. I get snared, and so now it looks like we're not going to be able to catch the Lux, but maybe I'm still trying to follow that in. I flashed in and was hoping to Q her, but I got exhausted, so we're not going to be able to follow that kill up. But Annie comes in from the backside and able to pick up a kill onto the Heimerdinger, I believe. Yeah, he's able to pick up the kill on the Heimerdinger, so good play by him. And you can notice I'm going ahead and pushing the lane here. So here I think is a good time to push for a few reasons. We want to get tower damage since we already have mid turret, we have top turret. The next objective is to pretty much get this bottom tower here. But we're also able to dive onto Lux, because I know that she used her flash before, and she's not going to be able to get out of this, I don't think. So I'm slowing her. I'm hoping that my team is able to follow up. Annie has a stun charge, but she's not able to get in range, and we're not going to be able to pick up that kill. So we just go ahead and push this lane out, and we'll just take this free turret, and just keep taking objectives. So taking objectives is very important. It's almost just as important as the kills. And so now I'm waiting for Master Yi, since I know he's going to have to come in here. I'm 3 levels up on him, so we're way ahead of him, and we should be able to win a 1v1. And he comes in the bush, and now I'm doing a ton of damage. I'm lining up all my abilities, and now I'm looking to land my... maybe not. Maybe I didn't want to go in on that. Maybe because I saw Kha'Zix coming in from the backside, and I pretty much had no support. So, yeah, that would have been really dumb on me just to go in there, just because there's a potential that Heimerdinger could come in from the backside, and Kha'Zix could flank me from the other side, and I would possibly pay for that. So, I am pushing mid now. You're still, even though we have all the first tier of towers down and the dragon is down, you're still pushing objectives. You're still forcing pressure. One of the best ways to force pressure at this point in the game, when you have all those objectives down, is to go into the enemy jungle with your team and just force team fights. Since you're so far ahead, you should win those team fights pretty much guaranteed, unless you literally miss all of your skill shots. But we don't even have that many skill shots on this team anyway, so it should be a really easy team fight for us. But unfortunately, this is a bad way. This is one of the ways that people throw right there, is getting caught solo in their jungle. But I go ahead and dive in. I'm so far ahead that I see Annie coming in with the backside. I ulti in onto the Kha'Zix, and we're able to ulti all of them. Now Ashe is caught in a bad in a bad position here, and Ezreal's going to be able to pick up that kill. Annie flashes in the other side and blows her ultimate. Or she didn't flash, actually. She just stood there, and they walked into her, actually, I think. Yeah, she didn't even waste her flash there. Yeah, but that's okay. So, unfortunately, the Joker gets away here. Kha'Zix gets away, but we were still able to pick up kills. So now you can see, look at the pressure that we're providing here. We're just staying in their jungle, forcing pressure on their jungle creeps, and just continue to keep pushing on this team. And the fact that they have wards in their jungle, a really good time to buy oracles right now would be right now, obviously. If the support could get it, or if the jungler could get it, if I could get it, it would be really solid right now, because we would just have total map presence, and we would take all the objectives and pretty much for free, and then just complete. I mean, at that point in the game, when you're taking all the objectives like that, there's literally no chance that the enemy team is going to be able to get back in it. There's like almost no chance. But we do go ahead and finish up the Solari and our boots as well. So we get the Ninja Tabby. The Ninja Tabby and the Ancient Golem is really nice together. The tenacity and the armor that it gives you is a really good tanky combo that I like to do always, pretty much. You pretty much go mobility boots with Ancient Golem, or you go Ninja Tabby in my mind. Those are the only two choices. Solari is a really good item as well. You can pretty much has like a ton of uses. You can use it in the beginning of a team fight so that you get it on all 5 of your members, or you can kind of use it to save yourself. I tend to use it in the beginning of a fight, because the way I think about it is, if a team fight goes on really long, Solari has a chance of being back up, and then you get 2 uses out of it. If you just use it at the end when you're low, or when your teammates are low, then yeah, you may save them, and it might be unexpected. From the enemy team may not expect you to like Solari there and save him, but you're not going to get 2 uses out of it. So in my mind, getting 2 uses out of it is going to be better than just using it once during a team fight. But that'll change depending on the scenario. So you can see, like, now that we have those tiers down, we're just those tower tiers down, the first tier. We're just continuing to push on, just like I said, and we will continue to farm their jungle, farm their buffs, and just push on to towers when we can. You kind of have to wait a little bit to push on to the second tier of towers until around this level, till you get around here. So Heimerdinger walks in here. He sees me farming their race, and he wants to stop, but Janna's getting caught again, and I'm just making sure that they don't continue onto my Janna. I don't want him to die. So here I jump through the wall, through the Wraith wall, and try to jump onto the Kha'Zix. I ulti him, and Annie go ahead and ults too, and that'll be a really easy pickup on the Kha'Zix. And now we have all 5 members here, so this should be an easy turret, and we'll just continue to push onto this team. So we're not diving. You can notice how I'm positioning here. I'm just letting my team kill the tower. And now that I see them engaging, I just go ahead and engage onto the back row. I separate all 3 of them so that they're not able to engage on my team, while my team go ahead and picks up the kill on Master Yi. I didn't even bother queuing Master Yi, right? I wanted to be a threat and a tank and just go onto the back line and just force that and just zone out the rest of their team while they picked up the kill on Master Yi. But you can see we are picking up their blue buff. I think Tryndamere did just get their red buff, maybe? No, he didn't get the red buff, but we're going to go ahead and take the dragon now. And we are up 16-2 in kills. I am 5-0-5 with 83 CS. Master Yi is 20 CS behind. And he has pretty much no kills on the team. Pretty much none of them do, unfortunately. But this is kind of how I like to play Vi. Vi isn't really that great in this team comp that I'm running right now, just because we don't really have an assassin. Tryndamere is okay, but generally speaking, Tryndamere isn't a champion that I would consider an assassin. It's a champion I wouldn't even consider that you'd want a team fight with. He's more of a champion that you want to split push with and have your team group up as 4 and take objectives, kind of like we are. Tryndamere can be very effective, though, doing that. Because if he becomes a force and Tryndamere is able to 1v1 their top laner, then it becomes really annoying for the enemy team. The enemy team's not going to be able to do much against that. But it looks like I continue to counter jungle every time their Wraith comes up, every time their wolves come up, and I'm just continuing to take that gold away from the enemy team. And you can see I haven't, like, this is how you extend a lead. A lot of people don't know how to extend leads when you get it, and it's just that's very important for your solo queue rating. It's very important to know how to extend leads. You guys need to know how to win games like this. When you get a little bit of a lead, you get, like, if you can take advantage of it, your elo will skyrocket. If you notice yourself losing these games when you're way ahead like this, then you kind of have to take a step back and look at what you're doing during the mid game. Because mid game, when you're ahead early game, it's all about how you take advantage of that. If you don't take advantage of it, then there's really no point in having the lead. So here we jump in on a Heimerdinger. I ulted onto him, and that should be a really easy pickup. So now the enemy team is just, they're pretty much done. There's no way they're going to win this game. And like I said, we're just continuing to push on and make sure that there's no way that this team's going to be able to get back in this game. We're pushing onto towers. But you can see I am so I'm kind of being a little careful. You can see where I'm positioning. I'm not totally engaging onto the turret until I'm 100% sure that we're going to be able to kill it and that they're not going to be able to fight us. So now Ash gets caught out here. You can see I'm zoning out like 2 of them pretty much. I flash in, and unfortunately I miss my Q onto the Ash, and we should still be able to pick up this kill. Yeah, we're able to pick up the kill, and he picks it up. Janna has a nice ult, and now you can see the way I positioned there to make sure that the Kha'Zix wasn't going to jump in onto the Janna. I didn't just ditch Janna and let him die. I stood on top of Janna and said, come on, Kha'Zix, you want to jump in on top of this? You're going to have to face me too. So at the same time, Tryndamere was pushing top, and now we're going to get 2 inhibitors for this. And that's really good. So at this point in the game, we can just go back, spend all our gold, and either do a couple things. We could go do Baron if we wanted to, which is kind of risky in case the enemy jungler comes and steals it, but it wouldn't be a big deal if we decided to do that. Or we can just team up as 5, group bottom, and then just shove out the rest of bottom and get 3 inhibitors down, and then push on to the Nexus turret. So this is how you extend a lead, guys. And this was the Avenue to Diamond. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.